It's time for my annual top 5 worst movies of the year. Realistically, this is my top 5 least favorite movies I saw in 2018. I'm very selective about the movies I see. I'm not like a full-time movie reviewer. I'm not gonna see like a 50 Shades of Grey movie. I only see stuff that I think looks good, and a lot of times if I'm on the fence about something and there's not a showtime that's compatible, I'm not even gonna bother with the movie. Sometimes I miss out on some good flicks because of this, but I do try to catch up eventually. And like I've seen maybe 15, 20 movies a year, so it's hard to even get a 5 least favorite, let alone like a top 10, like most people do the top 10. So this is my 5 least favorite. There's gonna be a few small spoilers in this list, but most of these movies are pretty old, so if you haven't seen them yet, you might not want to after seeing they're on a bad list. Also, I have more detailed reviews for all these on my blog, soundofbettermyhead.com. This top 5 list will be on there, and there'll be links to all these reviews if you're interested, or you can just search for the reviews yourself. And let me just go ahead and go through this list. Number 5, I have a movie that a lot of people really liked, and it didn't do it for me. The new Halloween. It didn't justify being made. It was the same essential story from the original Halloween and the remake, where Mike Myers kills a bunch of people, gets locked away for a couple decades, and then escapes, and Laurie Strode's got to stop him. He's kind of wandering around aimlessly, stabbing people. There's just no rhyme or reason to. Is he trying to get the Laurie? Is he trying to do something else? Like this seems like he's gonna. You kind of want to know some kind of motivation. Besides, that's fine if he just wants to slaughter as many people as he can, but he just skips these people. Could kill this person, but he doesn't. There's just kind of no rhyme or reason to it. And usually just him kind of standing there staring at people. And basically the big twist this time around is that Laurie Strode is like a Sarah Connor's, badass fighter with like a house set full of traps for him, except she's not that great of a fighter and most of the traps don't work. But I said, I just didn't really care for it. It was just brought nothing new to the table. Number 4 is The Equalizer 2. Just bland movie. You don't get to see very much action. The cool thing with these Equalizer films is Denzel's character walks into a room, checks everything out. He pretty much knows how to take, every person out in that room with a lot of different, you can see there's a pen here or a knife here, and he pretty much plots out how he's going to take them all out, and he takes them out in like 30 seconds. And he does that a couple times, but for the most part, it's just him reading books and helping his neighbors, and nothing interesting happens. Denzel gets a couple of sweet, acting moments. The finale is just kind of cheesy. It's just him fighting guerrilla style during a hurricane in this empty town. There's some cool ways that he takes people out, but it's just not as interesting as his normal style, and the end is just kind of mediocre. My number 3 is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. The last Fantastic Beasts, it took me a long time to warm up to the characters, but then once they got that chemistry, I started enjoying it. This time around, they immediately are basically all at odds, and you don't get that chemistry between these characters, so it makes them just kind of boring. And really, nothing seems to happen. They're just slowly, just kind of running in place, waiting for the next movie. Just so little happens here. And Johnny Depp is solid as a villain. He doesn't do anything too amazing to blow me away, acting wise. Jude Law is also solid, but again, he doesn't get any dramatic scenes. It's just him being a young Dumbledore. And then the end is just kind of overblown blue light special battle that the main heroes are going to survive because you figure they got to be back for the sequels, and some of them survive until later on in the series, but just a whole lot of nothing. Number 2 is Skyscraper. I wasn't expecting anything crazy from this movie. I just wanted a big dumb action film, and they did not deliver. The Rock is usually very charismatic. here he's just bland. He doesn't use that charm. He's just like a big muscular dude, you know, doing the action stuff. And there's not a ton of action. It's so over the top. It's so, you know, he's gonna survive. You know, the main character's not gonna die, probably at any point in the movie, let alone, you know, the middle part. And you generally feel like his family's pretty safe too. He has no real chemistry with the family, by the way. They make a big fuss about this gigantic building. It's like the biggest building in the world, but that seems like it really doesn't come to play. Like some of the stuff that happens could have been just as dramatic on a normal size, you know, skyscraper. I mean, you could have got, you know, killed with a building a fraction of that size trying to jump from a crane to that building. So the danger was just the same danger. The thing's on fire, but the fire never seems like a real threat. It's kind of something going on in the background that make bright, you know, lights. Again, like the giant building, you're inside, and it's just one big lobby. Like this goes really far down. It's just, you never get the scope in the interior, and then this whole silly Hall of Mirrors thing they did with the, you know, the little video camera panels on the top roof. It was just nothing special, just kind of corny. And then the end was just stupid. This building's been burning for hours, completely on fire, and then they press one button and the sprinkler systems are still working well enough to kick in and put the whole fire out. And it's, And then my number one least favorite movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. First of all, the actors, they were really likable in the first Jurassic World. This time they're not. They just do dumb stuff. They're just there to propel whatever's going on, go from one scene to the next. You got all the stereotypical background characters, and the worst part is this movie takes place on an island full of dinosaurs that's got an exploding volcano, which sounds like you could have an awesome finale, but that's like the first half of the movie, and then the rest of the movie they're hiding from an oversized raptor in an old mansion, and you know, you got little kids hiding under a blanket because the raptor opened the window and came in, and the raptor's not that much more special than other raptors we've seen. He's just a little bit bigger and supposed to be smarter. And then there's this whole thing with the clone storyline, with the little girl's a clone, and that didn't really have that great of a payoff. And then the endings, just the dinosaurs get out. There's a bunch of scenes from the trailers of like the T-Rex looking at the lion, and then I wait all the way through the credits to see what kind of cool scene they're going to have to at least set up the next movie and make me want to come back. And all it was some pterosaurs landing in Vegas, which they could have just shown the original montage. Like this added absolutely nothing, and it was not even worth staying another minute. But that's my list, really. I mean, I don't got too much else to say about these movies. I already had my reviews. Yeah, I think I covered them a lot better there. Could get a little bit more spoilers in this talk here, but other than that, that's about all I got. So thanks for watching.